So this is the second phase, or part 2 of my video on trying to restore this projector. It was kind of gummed up, but I had managed with oiling it to free it up quite nice. Although this is all greased in here, I'm going to kind of clean the grease. I got to remember to look at my viewfinder when I point this camera. I need to clean the grease off of some of this and then put some new lubrication in it. Maybe white lithium, I'm not sure what I'll use. They didn't have that kind of lubrication those days. But I'll re-lube the gears and stuff. But the mechanism actually does, now that I've oiled it, it operates quite nicely. This, however, and again I got to point the video, this is stiff, and this has got to be, I should be able to flick this and it'll just keep spinning, because this flywheel is very important. This flywheel here is spring loaded and moves with the second sprocket. And as you see, if I turn it, you see that one turns. But this one doesn't, because this is supposed to be freewheeling. And like I say, I should be able to flick it and it'll just twirl, twirl, twirl. So I think this one I'm going to have to take apart. I've oiled it, but it's apparently gummed up enough where I'm going to have to degrease it and re-oil it. I've been using Hammond organ oil. I've got plenty of it around. There's a can of it. I got a lot of these tubes of oil around the place. I worked as a technician for Hammond organ years ago. The motor is, I've got it turning quite freely now. I oiled the motor. There's 2 oiling ports for that. I think it's going to run just fine. It has brushes. So that's of course a concern of mine. How good are those brushes? I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can power up this motor without with it disconnected out of the case and stuff. But I think the next thing I'm going to do is see if I could get this freed up. Now the projection bulb is good. I looked at it. I have it out. Where have I got it? Right here. I don't drop it and break it. This bulb is good. I think it's a 750 watt. And I did look at the exciter lamp. I left it in because I didn't want to break or risk it being out of the machine, although I have the projection bulb out, but it's in here, the exciter lamp. The exciter lamp is good, and there are exciter lamps available. So I can get, I'm going to order probably a couple spare bulbs for this thing just in case. So anyways, the next thing I need to do is I need to attend to this flywheel and find out why it doesn't freely spin. When you put new oil in, a lot of times it might ungum it up, but this one I think I'm going to have to take apart and clean it. And I might have to take more of this stuff apart. I don't know. I don't want to take too much apart if I don't have to. The motor, like I say, I think I'm going to see if I can get some power to that motor somehow and get it running and see how it works. I sure hope the brushes are good in it. If not, I'll have to find new brushes for it. So I'll be progressing along with this. And so I have freed up this wheel. See how nice it spins now? Now this other one I don't think is it's not supposed to free spin, because it's somewhat spring loaded to the gear that's behind it. And I don't know if I'm going to have to take that apart maybe and lube something up, but The main thing is this flywheel is very important that spins just like it's doing now. If it wouldn't have done that, if somebody would have tried to run a film through it, the sound would have been pretty dismal. So I've got that working right. So I've lubed up the mechanism good enough. I've got everything is freed up, and this thing should run. I've got the rectifier tube. Of course, I don't have the amp powered on. I think that power's on here. And let me see. Well, actually, no. I got to first turn the motor on. And so she's a-running. And the motor sounds okay. We turn it on sound speed. That's sound speed. It sounds rickety like I do when I get up out of a chair sometimes. I don't know, it's a lot of gears and moving parts, so it's not going to be silent, that's for sure. But it's in a case, and when you close the case, you don't hear the mechanism that much. I think the little pilot light's lit. Maybe not. Thought it was. Pilot light's in here. Might be burned out. But I have the rectifier tube out, so I'll check to see if I've got B+ voltage there, or at least AC voltage at the tube socket. And I haven't done nothing, of course, on the amplifier at all. I've just been working on the mechanism itself. So that's about it for now. So I've threaded my little movie that I have on there is a leftover from when I was a kid. That was one of the films that I got with my little Keystone projector in probably 53 maybe. I got that from my father for Christmas. But I threaded it onto the machine just to see how it'll run a film. And it's a little complicated to thread this thing. I'm used to Bell & Howell and Ampro. But this is the first Victor machine I've ever futzed with, and it wasn't easy to thread. This, of course, is just a silent film. I have not, got into the amplifier yet. That's another story about that amplifier. But let's see how this film runs. Let me turn the light out here. Oops. Helps to plug it in. Now I have to engage it. Now let's try it. It looks like it's kind of glaring in the camera, but that's actually very good. It's too bright. I got it so close that it's too bright, so you can't really see it. But it's really running quite well. So I just wanted to show that this thing does work thus far. So let's see if I can there it is. The projector's running pretty good. This is a 20 amp fuse, 20 amp. And it's nicely blown. I mean, it really blew. And it was the fuse that they put in, was in this box here. And that did a number on it. Before that fuse blew, it fried. I'm pretty sure the power transformer is fried completely. You could see that a lot of tar came out of it, and there is the choke, and I'm sure the choke is very, very fried. I could check it out. I doubt if the power transformer is any good. I tried to power it up and it stayed powered for about 2 seconds, and it blew the circuit breaker in my isolation transformer. It popped it. So it's very shorted. And here's what I think it was the scenario. This is the 5Y3 rectifier. It is very shorted. This tube is shorted. It's shorted, and it blew the 2 amp fuse, the original fuse that was in there, 2 amps. And somebody put in the 20 amp fuse, and I don't think they put 20 amps in by mistake. I think they put it in there. Oh, the fuse keeps blowing. Let's put this in. So they put the 20 amp fuse in, powered it up, and before that fuse, this fuse blew up. Before this blew up, it fried the power transformer and the choke. Now there's another problem. Inside the case was a 40B schematic for a 40B amplifier. This is not a 40B. It's probably a 40A. And the reason I know that is the 40B is push-pull. The two 5 or 6L6 right here, 6L6, those two are in the 40B are hooked to the audio transformer. Each plate goes to one end of the audio transformer. That's push-pull. And in this amplifier, the 2 plates are hooked together in parallel. That's a Class A. That's not a 40B. So I don't have the right schematic for this amplifier at all. So I have a burned out transformer. At least I'm pretty sure that transformer is cooked. The choke is fried. And of course it needs all new capacitors. This little transformer right here, that's an audio interstage transformer. And there's one more transformer on it. I'll point that out. this is the audio out, but I believe that it's like a 70 volt line out. It's not meant to be connected directly to, say, an 8 ohm or a 4 ohm speaker, because the speaker has a transformer on it in the speaker cabinet. So I checked the transformer out. This transformer, I'm pretty sure, is good. One side of the speaker output is grounded to the chassis. That pretty well means that this is like a 70 volt out. I don't know what their standard was those days, but in the old PA days, they used to have a 70 volt line that went out to several ceiling speakers, and each speaker had a transformer on it that stepped the voltage down to the speaker level. So that's what this is. And so the bottom line is I do not have a 40B amplifier here. I have a 40A. I'm pretty sure that's what it would be designated as, a 40A. So what do I do? Also, this tube here I don't think is the correct tube. But I don't have a schematic for 40A, so it might be the correct tube. But I think in a 40A, this tube might be different. I could be wrong on that front. So this is very strange. Like I say, when I found out that the two plates on the 6L6 tubes were connected in parallel, I thought, well, that's not push-pull. And yet the schematic I have is for a push-pull circuit. So what do I do? Well, there's projector amplifiers on eBay, and these eBay sellers, they want too much money for that junk. There is a 40B amplifier right now on eBay. The seller wants $200 for it. I might be willing to go as high as 75 bucks for it plus shipping, if shipping isn't overpriced. But I'm not going to pay $200 for another amplifier for this thing. That guy is going to sit with that thing for the next year or two before somebody's going to come along and give him his money for that thing. So, what do I do? I could try substituting in a power transformer. I have to find a choke. I could see if I can get this one working. And I want to try to get it working before I replace all those capacitors in it, because why would I go through the work of replacing all the capacitors only to find out I can't make this thing work? So I think in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the speaker cabinet real well. I'm going to continue to air out all the cabinets to try to get the must smell out of it. I'll use Lysol on the insides. On the outside, I'll eventually clean those off with Simple Green and maybe eventually shoe polish them. I might paint the cleats on the corners. But I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to get the sound to work on this projector. I almost threw my hands up in the air and said, that's it. I bought a piece of junk. It's not repairable. But I don't want to give up that easy. That would be the easy thing to do, just say, well, I threw money away when I bought this thing. But no, it's a challenge. Somehow, I'm going to see if I can work on getting the audio part of the projector working. So that'll be it for now. The part 3 video of this, it'll probably be for the speaker cabinet. I'll get that speaker cabinet all cleaned up and polished and paint the cleats on the corners and the other hardware, and we'll go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you watched it this far, thanks a lot. Catch you in another video.